The scene's awful. It's tense. There's a woman cowering in a corner. The dark stranger approaching. In the corner, the children are crying. One of them whimpers, "Mummy, Mummy." And suddenly it's gone. A young boy, learning his first lessons in the world about how to take responsibility in the situation that he's in. What should he do? He's becoming overwhelmed by it. He's not going to make it. He doesn't know what to do. Suddenly it's gone. This is it. This is her chance in the sun. She's their goalie, called in to take the final shot of the shootout. This championship depends on her and on her alone. The opposing player comes down the ice, fakes to one side, drawing her there, and then takes the shot, and the puck is heading into the net. She lunges for it, and suddenly it's gone. He can't decide. Standing in the store, which one should he take? There are racks of them, too many choices. And suddenly, almost as if by magic, a Mexican and his donkey appear beside him, and he knows what coffee to take. And across the room, the person with the channel changer continues flipping from one show to the next. My name's David Woodall with the Emsdale Pastoral Charge of the United Church of Canada. Reality can be altered by the pushing of a button. The human being is in charge. The human being is omnipotent. I am a rock, I am an island, and nothing can harm me, because if I don't like life, I can change it as quick as I change the channel. More and more, this is where our culture and our world leaves us at. Sitting safely in our armchairs with our little gadgets, which allow us to alter reality, to control how warm or cold we are, to turn the lights on and off, to cook our food. And we lock our doors at night. And during the day, we drive in our cars, enter our buildings to do our work, return home. And the people we meet are very controlled. And the experiences we have are well planned out. They're appropriate for us. And for entertainment, we'll gather with two or three other people that we know really well, and we'll venture out into the seething mass of humanity. We'll avoid the dirty stuff and ignore the hopeless ones standing on the street corner. We'll have our good times and escape back to our homes. This reality is so true, they've even made commercials about it. You know, the one where the woman is sitting, having her nails done or her hair done, insisting that violence doesn't affect her. Though she does lock her doors, and she doesn't drive through certain neighborhoods, and never walks alone at night, but she says, violence hasn't affected me. Fool, God says. We're just fools to think that we live this life on our own, not affected by the world we live in, not affected by the lives of our neighbors or our families, not affected by the lives of strangers. The dark malaise of our time, the great flaw is that so many people, so many individuals like you and I, believe that we live as islands. And we know others are there, but we don't reach out. And we don't allow them to reach out to us. We are preoccupied with our own weaknesses, our own problems, our own concerns. With all the things going wrong in my life, I don't have time to help you. And our problems preempt us from living the life we want to live. The philosopher Kant remarked long ago, but without some truth for today. He said, parents usually educate their children merely in such a manner that however bad the world may be, they may adapt themselves to its present conditions. And we can adapt to present conditions. You know, our language now around the climate crisis describes it as climate adaptation, in recognition of the truth that we have failed to stop the planet from warming. And the hope is now that we can stop the warming short of some cataclysmic disaster. One of the sad conversations that racialized parents have with their children is how to deal with authorities because of the color of their skin, or their language, or their clothing, because all of those impact those interactions. See, however bad the world may be, we can adapt ourselves to the present situation. But here's the thing. I don't think that faith or life is satisfied when we simply adapt our life to the present situation. Simple survival is not the end game. I don't think that faith or life permits us to be only spectators, sitting in our armchairs, passing judgment on life, flipping the channels to entertain ourselves. We're not to be the philosophers of life, we're to be the livers of life. There's a story of a philosopher engaging Jesus in a philosophical question. He asked, "Which commandment is the most important of all?" In other words, what is it that helps us to find fulfillment and purpose? What is it that we must do so that we can be satisfied deep down inside of our souls? And Jesus replied, "Well, the most important one is this: love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind and all your strength. And the second most important commandment is this: love your neighbor as you love yourself. There is no commandment more important than these two." We're not to be spectators in life. We are to make life. It's not a philosophical approach. This is active living that we are being called to. We're invited to throw the channel changer away, to look up from our phones, to turn off our tablets, and to get up off the couch. Let's get rid of violence, not learn how to live with it. Let's reach out and help, not wish or pray that somebody else would. We don't need any more group discussions or plans or studies. We don't need any more people preoccupied and caught up in the web of their own shortcomings and needs, and then using those as an excuse for not living. Life is deeply present in our day-to-day life as individuals. Life, God, is in our loving and in our actions and in our being involved. In this day and age, putting the channel changer away, turning the phone off, walking out the door into our community becomes a statement of faith. Our pockets are never deep enough. The money is always short when we're only spectators. Our pockets are never deep enough when all we have are words and not something that we live here in our hearts. But our pockets are always deep enough when there is some good we can do, some child we can help, some warmth or strength or shelter we can give to some group of people who really need it. William Barclay, in commenting on this passage, said this: religion to Jesus was loving God and loving people. He would have said that the only way in which a person can prove that they love God is by showing that they love people. Faith and life invite us to be involved. Faith and life are so much more than merely finding ways to adapt to a world, no matter how awful it is. We have the eyes to see, and seeing is half the solution to any problem, but we have to open our eyes first. To only give people the training which will help them adapt to this world, without giving them the vision and the hope of a better world, is to fail at our task. We don't encourage people to fit in no matter what. We are about much more than that. And in the end, our faith is hope-filled. It is courageous and compassionate. It's not timid or calculating. Too often our visions, our armchair visions, playing with, like we play with channel changers, planned in safe and comfortable ways. God does not call us to lie in front of the TV or to drink coffee or to be lost in our phones or playing video games or just talking about life. God calls us to live life and invest in life and to make life better, not just to turn the channel. We can make a difference, or we can make no difference. The bottom line in life, folks, and this is always, you'll have to decide. Choose well. Amen.